Hello everyone, and I need to turn down the volume of the TV so it doesn't echo. I forgot about that. But welcome back to Monster Hunter Sunbreak. We have finished all of the low rank... Thought there was a fly or a spider crawling on me, but there wasn't. This is no forging. This is a run I'm doing on the side. But Greatsword, we are 42 hours in, and we have officially just finished low rank. So there'll be a lot, obviously. But here are the Patreons, Super Patrons, Smazzo and Brady Bones, as well as our still loved Patreon of good old Bellywash. But yeah, as you can see there, I was in full Zinogre armor. I did choose to, I basically went and got the entire, I just battled Zinogre like one more time. I got everything I needed. It was kind of an uneventful fight. And then basically, yeah, I made the armor. We're going to use the Goss Harag blade because I feel like I may as well. It has a lot of damage, and with the, you do get a bit of critical eye. And because of that critical eye, we actually don't have any negative affinity. So we have basically a 180 damage weapon. And we're going to be doing the Rampage quest. And I did that. I have done that, rather. So on that 9-hour save, I have beaten the hub quests. I've gone from hub, I've done all of those ones without any forging at this point. But with it, I also beat the Rampage. And goddamn, is this Rampage one of the least fun experiences in the game. I unironically think that if you don't get help online, it might actually be for a new player who doesn't really understand how the game works, you're probably not beating that Rampage. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think for me, I may have had to play it twice. But I did beat it, but there was and there's another Rampage later, because there's 3 of those Rampages. So Blossom, Cricket, and Butterfly Beetle. Those are cool. But those 3 Rampages, the first one is like just a tutorial one. There's one in the hub and there's one in village. So if you there is a way to do both of them. One of them ends with a Tritranodon, one of them ends with a Rathian. Because one of them is like a super tutorial one. The hub one kind of expects you to kind of understand what you're doing. And then there's the one that we're going to be doing in this episode, which is Apex Rathian, Apex Arzuros, which is just the biggest pain in the neck. Ah, Greatsword, there is a quest for you. As part of the defense against the Rampage, your target is an Apex Arzuros. An Apex controls a horde of rampaging monsters and imparts those under it into its own indomitable spirit of command. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I needn't tell you how dangerous an Apex can be, but Hanoa has a particularly bad feeling about this one. Master Hojo shares her unease. Tread carefully out there. Hanoa and Master Hojo are rarely wrong about these things. Well then, best of luck to you.
I have a special quest for you.
I think in that thing there, I think they unironically said it might be a good idea to connect on the to the internet for hard quests. Well then maybe you should have not made it a fucking Rampage quest. And secondarily, maybe you should have not made it against a fucking Apex that does way too much damage. I think we actually need feet for this one. We got everything but feet. That's fine.
Enough of that.
Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, I was gonna not say anything in like probably watch a video, but listen to this, right? The Blue Apex, Greatsword, or you know, insert player name. You must leap into action at once. The approaching Rampage horde is led by an Apex Arzuros. Since it's too strong to take down, focus on defending the stronghold. As long as it is protected, the victory is ours. Unironically, this monster, you can't defend it. Like, you can't beat it. Like, you can beat it. Honestly, I don't think there's a way. I physically do not think there is a way to not beat the Arzuris and still win the mission. You have to... I think you literally get like 20 minutes of him coming into the game. And the moment he comes in, I actually forgot about this, because the last time I did this quest was when this game was released. I did that quest. Like, maybe a week into Monster Hunter being out, I had done this quest. And when the Apex arrives, he just immediately destroys the first line of defense you have. So it really is just so fucking unfair.
Ready to go.
But welcome to the fun. And when I mean fun, I mean not really.
I'll protect the village at all costs.
Okay, so in this rampage, you have this gate, and then you have the gate behind it. The gate behind it is more important than this one. I recommend having these ones here be the better installations. I personally feel like the installations that are over here should all be just these guys.
Working great.
I think, like, unironically, every single
Should do it.
bowman that you have should be in this part of the hunting area. And then this one here, I personally remove it. I think this corner is the corner that kind of gets the lesser side of play. This one you could also do, so maybe I'll do this one. But either of these ones, this one here is probably better for a machine gun, maybe.
Good luck.
But 100%, you want to have one there. Like, for literally, like, oh man. And then limited wise, you do have, literally, you have to save every single one of these limited for the Arzuris.
Working great.
But basically, I'll put one of them there. And then what we're going to try to do is we're going to put one of these bamboo bombs here. This bamboo bomb, pardon me.
You're going down.
That bamboo pod doesn't really doesn't really get to see much play, but it sometimes does. So it is actually pretty useful. But as soon as you get into this, it is yet again just boring gameplay. As you can see, none of the mechanics of this one are particularly annoying. Oh, we're out of those. Okay. But you will get to have to. You will have to fight. Like, yeah, that's how quickly some of these monsters will go. And the cannon is really useful, but if you're playing this with just you and no other people, you don't really have the opportunity to actually swap the weapons too much. Like right now I do, and this is like kind of a good time to do it. We want to make a cannon. And you really want to try to, however, like whatever time, like you have to look at those objectives. So the objective right now says we have to do this. And there's one like right here as well. And now because of that. Okay, so now we've repelled one monster with the cannon. So we now have to do this more. Because you want to upgrade your cannons as much as possible, because I think even the AI controlled ones will be better. And the more you complete these challenges, the more you'll get experience as well. So it's actually super important to do so. Surprisingly, that didn't count as inflicting a status element. You also just want to make sure that you always have your ammo at high. Like, you always want to make sure the ammo is the highest it can be at any given time. Other than that, you try to focus on the red. So the red will attack you the most. Okay, and now we have no way to attack at this area, which is why we want to have this backup one back here as well. We want to make sure that we just deal as much fucking damage as we can to these monsters here. So we'll just simply, you know, fucking attack. We just want to kill. The cannon is back over here, so we can now go back to it, and then we can take out the Tritranodon with it, because yet again, we want to take out as many monsters as we can with using these things. And this is actually a really good thing for us. We can now use this. And as you can see, some of these monsters are way bigger than our monster. But it is fine. But basically, we want to essentially just do as much damage as you can, send out as much shit as you can. So we're only going to have a Great Azuchi and a Tritranodon in the next part of this, and one of them's already here. If you had 2 people, you could very easily kind of have like that focus of using the other shit. Okay, I don't think that counted. Okay, we killed whatever monster it was. So we can now kind of grab the stuff. So the next major threat, there's 3 of them, and the last one is the apex. So at this point we get to redo our defenses. So auto, we have 2 cannons. We want those auto cannons to basically be here. We probably want... We don't want to use Dragon Bait. We probably want to make another one here for us. And then, as you saw in that other round, as I was saying, this bomb in general did not get any use. So what we're going to do is we're not going to put anything there. And instead what we're going to do is we are going to go and put the bomb here. So then that way, the bomb always will be used. And what we can probably try to do as well is remove that one and replace it with a fresh one. I don't know if that works exactly. Yeah, it does. Okay, that's good. So this is the Dragonator. So this isn't the Wyver Buster Cannon. So these kilns, you can use to power this to make it faster. However, we yet again don't have like 2 people playing. I think that's the real problem, honestly, with this mode in general. Is it's designed, and it feels so simply. It's designed to have multiple people playing it, more so than it is to have any other number of people playing it. Like, it's a mode that only works when you have those multiple people playing it. Otherwise, like, it just does not work. Okay, so we've now repelled using cannon. So that quest is now basically done. So we need to set up some installations. and stuff like that. We have a Kezu, which is annoying, and we'll be focusing on it. I was hoping it would fly up there, but as you can see, we didn't. So with the Kezu, it's probably the best. Oh my god, how long are you gonna do that fucking attack? Fucking hell. This is what I mean. So basically, these two are. Oh my god, Kezu, stop being fucking cuck. The first two of these places are gonna be destroyed like immediately. And it's also really annoying to have to deal with Arzuros and these monsters. Because this is what a normal Arzuros does. It just fucking sprints at you. And then does all the other shit that's super annoying as well. So there's just nothing fun about this fight, pretty much is what I'm saying. Okay, so we can ride this guy now.
Let's go for a ride.
No, we want the better one. So the Great Roggy has now appeared, and that is the monster that we want to focus everything on. So with it, we're just going to fucking charge into it. Or at least try our hardest to. Okay. Well, we'll just fucking go into it. Basically, as soon as he's dead, the hunt, this part is over. And then we go into the Apex Rathalos part of this. Okay, so he's dead, so now everything else here does not matter. So Apex, as I said before, we now have the machine gun. Okay, so the machine gun is more useful than almost anything else here.
Monsters incoming! Looking great.
The real problem here is that I don't really have enough time, per se, to really do shit. But basically, as always, you focus on anything blue first. The artillery on the green ones are also annoying, and those are like what you should go for second. But red will just go and attack whatever it wants. Green will always attack like your shit. Mainly like the defenses and stuff. And red, like, and then blue attacks just goes for the end. I like the idea for what they're going for, but it's just so unsatisfying. Like it's when you finish this game mode, it's like, oh, thank God, it's over. Like that's what you feel when you finish this. Oh, is that just the second horde finished? Okay. So the next horde is going to be the major threat of death. Awesome. So basically what we're going to do here is... So that front line is the line that doesn't matter.
That should do it.
So what we're going to have is we're going to have flaming beams on these two installations, pretty much.
Not letting anything into the village.
We're going to have one be flaming beams, and we're going to have one be the other one. And then basically over here, we're going to put
That should do it.
the defender cannon. I think this area is fine. Like, this area survives. But basically, yeah, like, all of these, all of this front row is going to be demolished. And then the monster just immediately gets to come into here for free. So we want to make sure that that's all good. But basically, we're going to have to go down this treacherous path in order to get to the Azarus, because the Azarus will just come immediately and fuck your shit up. So I'm not 100% sure, but
This should be the last one.
yeah. I don't think there's much you can do at this point. We're just gonna go for the machine gun because it's kind of the best best killing. It just does the most. We're gonna kill this one first because it's the one we have the most amount of access to, and as you can see, those cannons will do a bunch of fire damage, and we can trap one here in, and then we can attack both of these. Oh no, apparently that does not work. Okay. But basically what we need to do at all times at this point is just make sure that nothing ever breaks this gate. Because if anything ever gets into this gate, we just lose. And I think that was almost that gone. Okay, awesome. What? There's another one. Fuck off game, fuck off game. I need to deal with the 5 mechanics you've thrown at me. Basically everything in this first area will just die the moment the apex comes out. And there's just nothing you can do about it. It's basically a scripted moment. The moment the Azarus comes out, the game just says, no, you can't have any fun. Fuck you, go kill yourself. And basically this, everything with this is like the least fun thing of this game. Like, it did not work in World. Everyone hated Zora Magnaros. No one likes rampages in this game. And I think in Master Rank, there were literally no rampages basically made. Because they realized after like really focusing on Rise and having those things happen, they were like, oh shit, well, yeah. As you can see, immediately everything's gone. And you'll see that a lot here as well. It's just like everything will no longer do anything. We have 10 minutes. We have 10 minutes to either kill the monster or make it so it doesn't do enough damage to kill the thing. But as you will see, everything it goes through, it just destroys pretty much except for the big gates. And it's pretty fucking insane.
Not letting anything into the village.
So pretty much what you have to do is in every single installation, by the way, it will do that a lot. Your moves will always be interrupted by him at all times. So we have this splitting Wyver shot right now.
United we stand strong.
And that will deal 6,000 damage. But don't think that does anything to him. Because that is probably not even half of his health bar. And also, on top of everything else you have to deal with, they still have the audacity to summon a bunch more monsters.
Not letting anything into the village.
So you also have to deal with any of them as well. Thankfully, for Master Sushi's case, he will allow you to actually capture these monsters. And then use them against this boss thing here. Which will actually really help with the damage. But as you can see, yeah, like it basically, like everything in this game, it's like yeah. And we're paralyzed at 1 HP. From basically like 1 attack. So, oh whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Awesome, we've wasted like 20 million time now. Awesome. Like, the entire mode of this game is just the least fun shit. Because the entire time it's just, oh, we're gonna die and we need to min-max literally everything to the perfect degree of the sun. And if we don't, we just die. Awesome. So we'll have Elder Fugen go in. After Fugen, we can summon some Dragon Bait. And we'll remove this one. And we will put Dragon Bait here too. For some reason, he's just focusing on the thing that doesn't have the Dragon Bait. Because that's what Dragon Bait's meant to do. So good to know that the game doesn't even follow its own rules. And at this point, we're just gonna try throwing exploding kunai at it like a million times. Because this kunai actually does 100 damage per hit. And then we're basically, anytime we get, we're just gonna try to power this up as much as we can. In order to get the Wyver Burster down. And then we're just gonna try our hardest to just deal enough damage, really. I didn't even realize how much health we had. And 2 seconds later we got healed. Awesome. But you can kind of understand the bullshit of this mission. The Apex can deal 1,000 damage per hit to the gate. While you're just sitting there just like, I really hope I can deal enough 20 damage shots basically to kill it. Even though any time it approaches you, you get immediately shut down. And anytime you try to move, he just shuts you down. And anytime you play the game, he just shuts you. Like, there's no fun in, like, battling an Arzuros like this. There's nothing fun about it. It's constant stuns. You feel this pure stress the entire time. And all it is you're just hoping that, like, you, like, even in the idea of, like, what this hunt is meant to be, from, like, the characters talking to you standpoint, it's just, I hope we can just calm it down. We can still power kill him, so I think I'll just, like, spam that until hopefully it stops fucking attacking us. But no, it just does that and nothing else. It just annoyingly sits there and it's just like, "Hi, I'm an asshole." Are you having not fun with the game yet? Did you know I walled people from being able to play this game for like a while? And we had to force, like, you know, a lot of shit. And then they summon a bunch more enemies for you to deal with. Because they're like, you know what, he's kind of having a bit too easy of a time. So we'll do that.
Looking great.
Focus on defense!
I would love to do something right now. But it's kind of hard to do anything when the monster can just swing in general and deal 20 million damage to you. Like, look at that, we can deal 1,000 damage, but it still doesn't matter. And I would like to put to attention the fact that we still, after everything we've done here, have not gotten it to 10% health yet. It is still not nearly dead. Okay, it finally is. It is finally 10% less health. Okay, we can now finish the mission. Because we now have the second one of these.
Here's a treat. We have to hurry.
And that didn't even finish it.
Let's head
And there we go, we've finished it. We've killed Arzuros, and now we're done. But yeah, I honestly don't think there's no way you do this mission where it isn't just you shit yourself. Yet again, I wish that timer didn't exist. But like, that might just be the video thumbnail. I think all of those will also... You don't get any Arzuros, like, rape. There's actually Rampage Arzuros. No, Apex Arzuros is actually a thing you can fight. But you don't get any... I think there is Rampage Arzuros gear, maybe. But for some reason, at least in this fight, they don't give it to you. Even though, like, you know, it would be really hard to keep doing it. But anyway, here's cutscene. That's actually cool. Here's an actually cool cutscene.
We managed to pull through somehow. Well done. The village is safe for now.
The rampage. How long do you think it's going to last?
We don't know the cause, so it's hard to tell, really. We've been trying to figure it out for 100 years. Huh?
What's that?
I've never seen that one before.
Hinoa, what's wrong?
Where is my queen? Where is my queen? Alone, searching. That monster's thoughts.
We got an S rank. We S ranked it. That's better than my my playthrough on the other account. My other version of this was an A rank. But we got an S rank, so hey, that's really cool. So the slaying the apex was something that is optional. For some reason, they used Dragonator or Super Wyvern Shot. I think we used that twice. I think we used the Wyver Burst. Oh, that's the Wyver Burst, and maybe there's something else. But we could have used the Dragonator pretty easily if we put in the time. Status ailments, I think didn't really even work because we have like the Thunder Shot, but that didn't really do anything. Gathered materials, yeah, we could have done that. And repelled using a weapon. I'm not going to use my weapon when everything else does better. But basically, we get some Great Azuchi pelts, some Carapace, some Acnosoms, Stoutbone, Thunder Sack, which is actually the upgrade version, Great Roggy Hide Plus, Beast Claw, and Carapace, and then we get some Defender tickets. But yet again, as always, I'm not forging any Rampage weapon. They're basically the same as the Kimura weapons, but you can just choose extra benefits for them, and I don't care for Rampage. It is the shittiest mode ever introduced. I would actually rather battle Zora Magnaros. Because at least with Zora Magnaros, it's just you shoot a few cannons that are already there, then you get on him, and then you beat his thing, like you beat up some rocks, like fucking Oogie Boogie in the first Kingdom Hearts game. But in this one, it's you actually do have to do a lot of effort. Easily the shittiest thing they've ever done in Monster Hunter. And we still have one left to go. And I think that one will happen at the end of Hunter Rank 5. So yeah, look forward to that. Okay, so cool, we've finally finished that bullshit. That monster was probably an elder dragon, but we haven't seen it before. We need answers now. Something else is bothering me. The way Hanoa reacted when it appeared. It seems Hanoa resonated with it. Hanoa has always been able to sense Midhunter's emotions even from a distance. We call that resonance. And for some reason, Hinoa resonated with that fiendish beast. Greatsword, the guild will investigate this matter. You can now accept 4-star quests if you could take care of those. That would be an enormous help. And one more thing, do your best to cheer up Minoto. She's been crying ever since we got back to the village.
Hey,
Weirdly enough, the first time I did this, I swear they talked more.
ready to thrash?
Everyone's been telling me about all the big things you've been doing, so I thought I'd come up with a little something to help you out. Some brand new switch skills, but I'm not gonna hand them over this time. You gotta earn them, and to earn them, I've prepared some quests. Just check out my little quest description, and you can take on the quest, complete it, and gain a new skill. I was gonna draw up some shots and stuff, but then I was like, nah, that was lame. Let's do some quests. Anyway, whenever you're ready to snatch up some new skills, go take on one of my quests. None of these first ones are the Greatsword, so we won't be doing any of them.
Can I help you?
Hey Greatsword, do you have a moment? I was just over at this Methy when they asked me for new weapon suggestions based on my experiences as a hunter. I was kind of caught off guard, so I joked around that the egg for a hammer would be would save any hunter and their stomach in a pinch. And then Master Mon suddenly shouted genius. And now I think he's actually drawing up plans. I mean, like, if he's really feeling inspired, but like, I don't think I can follow through on my idea. Like, it's a joke. Like, I hate to ask, but could you go get the eggs for him? I'll do it myself, but it's just embarrassing. Cool, anyway. So we can now make better dongos. That's good. We can now sell better things, and we have a better melding pot. We'll just move around everywhere.
Hello there.
Greatsword, I have some good news for you. Master Mon's been working hard at work. Been hard at work to follow, okay, it's ramping up rampage weapons and shit. I think ramping up also does increase your normal weapons power, but we won't be doing that, like, ever. Oh, whoops, that's the tea dealer. Great, sir, perfect time, and I need you to do me a favor. So I asked my usual supplier to deliver some ingredients for my new bunny dango recipe, except now the trade route, though, through the Frost Islands is swarming with the stupid Azuchi and Baggy. And I'm just kind of worried, you know. Like, what if my trader gets pounced on by a bunch of dumb monsters? Not to mention, without ingredients, I won't be able to make the new menu, or the regular one for that matter. Greatsword, is there any way you could, like, scout ahead and shoo away those Azuchi and Baggy? Please? So yeah. Hey, Greatsword, have you tried Kimitsu's new candy apples yet? Wait, never mind. I wanted to actually tell you about something. It's top secret though, so don't tell anyone. Okay? Winks when she does that. I want to add more deliciousness to my dango, so I was thinking about making some with the eggs from the Shrine Ruins. But just one problem. There's like 2 Kululaku there, and they love snatching eggs. Could you maybe do something about them while I make off with an egg or 2? Please, please, please. It'll make the dango even better than before. It'll totally be worth the trouble. Totally not cool. Cool. Oh my god. Oh hey, Greatsword. I feel like we're talking a lot today, but guess what? We've reworked all the recipes for my usual dango. They'll be yummier than ever. And on top of that, we reworked all the recipe and for all my usual dango to be even tastier than they were before. Huh? Just talking about all the exciting news makes me hungry. Anyway, make sure to put in an order before your next hunt. That's it. Thank God. I think this is just the generic. Huh! Well, ain't you looking sharp with that there pentaless, huh? But now you're in high rank. So, it's time you stepped up your supporting gear, too. You gotta be prepared to take on harder quests. So how about we upgrade your pentalaces a little, huh? I thought you'd take longer to get used to them, but you being a new hunter and all. But it looks like you know your way around them already. Keep doing what you're doing, Squirt. No doubt that your new and improved pentalaces will help you out with that. Wahahaha! Basically, we get new things, which is good. Oh, great. I can't really remember what his voice was. Ah, Greatsword. I see you haven't been dilly-dallying in your training. Serious hunts require serious steel, so I've readied the forges to make powerful, ramped-up weapons. There are apex monsters out there in the rampage. They carry precious materials that take very well to the rampaging up process. I can forge them as well as any other weapons in the past. If your weaponry is lacking, you best try it. Okay. I have good news for you, Greatsword. The smithy is starting to forge decorations. Decorations allow you to tap into the power of skills. All you have to do is slot them into a piece of armor here or in your item box. You'll need jewels to forge them, so please bring some with you whenever you want any made. And we'll be increasing the types of decorations you can forge in the future. So check back with us soon. So these things are actually really cool. So decorations are kind of the big thing that you will be crafting for a while. And basically the way that they work is like, as you can see here, it says level 3 of fire resistance is plus 20 resistance and plus 10 defense. So whenever we go against a monster that's really hard to deal with and they do a lot of fire damage, we can equip this. And that's how it goes for every single one of these. Then there's antidote, which there's venom and there's poison. Most monsters that we'll be facing for a while only do poison. But once we beat Hunter rank 7, and we go into some of the event quests and some of the special hunts you can do, that's when we'll start seeing venom a bit more. And then there's like anti-paralysis and sleep, and blast. These ones are pretty good. This one I don't think gets rid of the Magnum Malo blast though. And then these two help you with getting shit. Fortify could be useful, but usually you aren't dying much. And then these, well this one isn't. But these ones are kind of just, these ones are just like one slot skills that you wouldn't really want. And then here we have, you know, anti-paralysis and stuff like that. But you do get more, you get like attack boosts and stuff like that. Okay, let's actually talk about this. So, this is something that's been changed from the base game of Monster Hunter to now. When the hunt, basically what they did was that half thing of, that half slot of, shit wasn't there originally. And instead, that was added in Sunbreak because handicraft used to be like the best skill in the game pretty much because it would just give you way more sharpness. So they've now balanced it out by giving you the sharpness that is shown. And here we go. Look at this, 190 damage for free. But we do need a high rank, you know, bone for it, which we thankfully have one. So right here, as you can see, if we have full handicraft, this has a dash of white sharpness, which at the start of this expansion was the highest you could get. But as you can see here, these two lines for now are what we're going to be working on for the rest of this series, basically. So the Rampage tree starts now. As I have said, we are not doing the Rampage gear because Rampage is a shitty mission type. They should never have existed, and I'm just not playing Rampage. We do have an extra one here. We can upgrade our ninja parasol. All of the things that we had before, so all pre-hard mode high rank gear, is now obsolete pretty much. Weapon wise, they're fine for a bit, but like, you know, Aknosom feather regular, not plus, you don't need it anymore. But yeah. So we now have access to a lot more shit, and as you can see, at least for this first part, there's not too much, but like as you can also see, so Bone now has Bone 2. So this Bone tree now goes into another tree that goes into another 2 trees. So as you can see, that means that we're going to actually have to do more forging for new things to get them. And it's really unique that they do that. I'm surprised we aren't able to see the Aknosom thing, considering we got an Aknosom feather. Yeah, I think other than that, there's not too much. Armor-wise, there are things we could do. A lot of them will require us to have armor sets. But, we could do like this, the Speos, at least. Why isn't it a Muldron plate? Are you kidding me? Jesus. I mean, that is kind of good, though.
No need to hurry. There's plenty of time.
Like 3 latent power, 2 weakness exploit. But as you'll see now, like a lot of the things you can get now are way better. So skill wise, like if we look at this now, you get that versus this. Like you can see the craziness and difference. So yeah, weapon wise, it's kind of very similar. But other than that, it's actually really crazy. An essential for any Kimura hunter is knowing how to handle academic life. The thing I don't know. And to do that, you need to gather info on those critters. Care to lend a hand? Don't worry, I'll make sure you are well compensated for the work. This time, how about 30 different species? We've already done that. Huh, I expected nothing less from a Kimura hunter. Now let's see. Wow, look at that. So many different creatures. Whoa, what's this and this? It's a bird. I've never seen one of those before. This is great. Fantastic even. Huh, sorry about that. Kinda got carried away there. I really like animals. Like Pokemon. And when I mean really, I mean really. Like, I'm the reason why Isabelle has we don't like bestiality on her wiki page. Yes, that is a real fact. You can look up the official Nintendo wiki page for Isabelle, and it will say we don't condone bestiality. Isn't that funny? That's all because of me, Senior Hunter Hananaga. Anyway, here's some great wire bugs for your trouble. Maybe they'll even help you find more new interesting creatures. We got 8 wire bugs. Okay, it doesn't seem like there's anything else here. So I'll go into here and hopefully there's some big things that they can talk about. It's loading, so I presume that they are. I guess this place has been upgraded, but it kind of just seems the same to me. It might just be because I already have gone to this place in my other run, the challenge run I was doing. So it might just be my brain saying, but that's how it looks like anyway. Hey, Greatsword, and that great timing. The buddies that haven't been hired want to help Kimura badly, so they've been putting everything into training. Chief Kogurashi even helped me, so they should be really strong now. please adopt my pets. They keep boning and reproducing. We have too many of them. It's a real problem. Please, they're restless. I can't handle them. Please take them out. Meow. Thank you, feline chef Kogarashi. Apparently, this guy is actually the Pelico of Elder Fugen, which I think is a really cool thing. We'll recall the Meowcenaries. We got Bumple Bumpkins or whatever they're called. But we have low rank, and then we'll get high rank later. So that is a useful thing. So once we actually start going on high rank hunts, we will have access to high rank, you know, travels, which will then like basically get us like the ability to get like pluses and stuff like that. So we got a login apple there. That's pretty cool. Now we'll talk to you. Behold, the renovation of the Argosy is complete. Majestic, is it not? Naturally, this extends to its facilities. Now you may use it to trade for even better items than before. Our trades are overflowing with more magnificence than ever before. Now do come again. Enjoy the wonders of travel and trade. So yeah, we can now take these items. I think for these characters, we'll be having them be the same. But we'll have a look at the new things you can do. So you can get Blaze Nut. And then it seems like nothing else really. So we'll just get to that, I guess. There is more things you can do now. So these are actually kind of like the idea. Like the idea is that however high these are, like it really does help. I guess it's not 50. Yeah, it's not 15. So this gets you rarer items. This just gets you way more items, and this one gives you the best, basically. And we'll just do that.
That was fun.
Okay. And other than that, everything's training right now. So that's pretty damn good. I don't want to just leave you all with just that. We could do Melting Pot. And this is one of the craziest things. You look at this and you're like, fuck, that's too much brain power. I don't think any of these ones at this point are worth making anything for. So we won't do anything yet. Lottery, we'll go for it. Hey, we got some items, that's cool. And other than that, he doesn't really... Oh, wait, no. Yeah, he gives you these two items, which are really sick. The way that they work is just by carrying them, they give you, I think, like maybe a +10 to attack and defense, which for my no forging run is actually going to be super important. Hopefully that run will come out around the time that this video should actually come out, funnily enough. I'm sorry to have worried everyone. I must apologize for my actions. Seeing Hanoa like that. I'm fine. I'm fine. It's Hanoa you should focus on. Resonating with that horrible creature took a serious toll on her body. She endured so much pain, yet I was powerless to do anything. Never have I felt so useless, or anything as much hatred. Greatsword, I beg you, track down that infernal creature, and destroy. My apologies. I'm letting feelings interfere with my duties. Greatsword, 4-star quests are now available for you to accept.
Yes.
Might I remind you, the 4-star quests that are required are considered high-rank quests. In addition, high-rank rampage quests are now available as well. This higher tier of quests is a considerable leap in difficulty, and will test you at every turn. Best of luck to you out there, and please, find a way to help my sister.
How can I help you?
And that is all of that. We'll have a look-see if we've unlocked the super special hunt for Hanoa yet.
How about this weather?
No, we haven't. There is some sort of hunt that you get from her. That's like a day of like memory or something like that. Maybe you get that at the end of the game. But it's just a cool little like thing. So we have the ability to look at those. We've done none of low rank, but we don't have to do anything of low rank. So that's funny. But basically with the expedition tours, and then we can go into some of these missions. And as always, we do want to kind of do every single mission. We might, unless we need the materials, we might skip the ones that are these four. But we'll do one of these, and I think we'll just go for a super simple one of Dango duty,
May the spirits protect you.
in which we can just depart now.
Let's make this a quick one.
Okie dokie. So, as you can see, we are now officially in high rank. The good thing about hub quests in general is you get 10 of each of these, and then with potions you actually do get 16. Pardon me. So you do get a lot more. And the other thing that's kind of good as well is that you basically should always be hunting. You should always be hunting things like the Great Azuchi and stuff. Because you can now, in high rank, actually get, I guess it's actually dumb of me to not have eaten Dango. Because we're now going to try to beat up a monster without Dango. And you could say, but oh, it's an easy monster, it's the Great Azuchi. It still does way more damage, as you can kind of tell. But as you can see there, we actually knocked it down a bit. But yeah, so like, basically you can now get gems. And what gems are basically like a it usually, there's like wyvern gems and like bird wyvern gems and like you know, stuff like that. And those ones are the more simple ones. But like basically at the end of a quest, and also during them, it's like a 1% drop during a quest, but kind of like a 3% drop usually, to get like basically a super special drop that's kind of not unique to the monster. So lots of monsters drop it, but you still get a lot of shit for it. Like you can make a lot of different gear, a lot of weapons and gear in general kind of focus around the idea of having you make something with them. Okay, so that wasn't enough, so we're actually going to move up a bit while it's asleep, and hope. Okay. Okay. So as you can see as well, they have more health. So basically they have more health, and now they also have an extra amount of health as well. For being a hub quest. Because hub quests are multiplayer quests, and because of that, that means that they always have more health than they would otherwise. So basically what that means for us is, on top of the health that these monsters would already have, they basically kind of have an extra, you could say maybe 30%, 25% health. So they have 25% health on top of already being like way bigger monsters that we were fighting before. So even though a Great Azuchi ordinarily is not that big of a deal, for starting high rank, it can actually feel a little bit more intimidating because of the fact that it's kind of a new threat that you're dealing with. And while those two fuck around and find out, I'm just gonna I guess I'll just get my sharpness out. Yeah, so as you can see, with monsters, they usually follow the idea of like what is actually the stronger monster out of the two. So in this exchange here that we had, because Great Azuchi is a less powerful monster than the Kezu was, he kind of just roared at the Kezu, and then the Kezu actually just like beat the fuck out of him a bit. So we weren't able to ride the Kezu because of that, but at the same time, like this Azuchi is probably more than half dead already. Like that's like it goes to show just how different the power level of these monsters are. Just from a health standpoint, more so. Like it's more health than damage wise. Well, like they're like because you know, it's like this Great Azuchi is probably less painful to kill than like even like a Diablos or like you know a Tigrex. But it's just the fact that it has way more health as well that makes it feel a bit more annoying to take out. Okay, so we're just gonna immediately fire this because it's just gonna go for some small attacks maybe. It's getting close to being exhausted. So we'll now try to big fungus attack. It's been paralyzed. Okay. There we go. Our prey is now weak, so it's now ready for the capture. Which just means, you know, it's at the 15% health mark to be captured. And maybe we will. But I'm not 100% sure if we will. I didn't press that button. But we will set up a trap.
I placed a trap!
We'll hope that the Great Azuchi sees us instead. And simply runs up to us. Which it did. So we can now just capture it. That was the largest size apparently we've ever seen. So that's cool. Good to show you guys kind of like the bigger threat level that we have. But also the reason why I wanted to do this quest is because it is a ice place quest. And the ice stages, basically, you know, we have like this really good one here. So we should be able to get some actually pretty good things. So as you can see, Dragonite ore now just passively spawns around, as does Icium. Did we actually choose a high rank? No, we had to have. Because we did get like, you know, pluses and stuff like that. But basically, these things here, we want to always be foraging from them. So, Dragon Bone Relic are basically the better versions of the other Dragon Bones. And then Sturdy Bones are like the new regular bones that we want to grab. Carbonite ore, there we go. Carbolite ore. That ore is really good, just in general. It sells for a bit too, so you can actually sell it as well. So we'll actually go sniff them out. Sniff them out for carbonite. Just so then we have it shown. And now we'll basically just beat the fuck out of any monsters that we see here. But as you can see, even regular buggy at this point can actually take a few hits of our weapon to break. And this is a pretty strong weapon too, so it's not like, you know, we're using weak weapons or anything. And it's kind of worthwhile foraging from these things as well. Just simply because of the fact that, yeah. There you go. Yay!
Have we here?
But basically now, we won't take out any other monsters. I just wanted to take out one, so you guys could actually get a bit more of, you know, an actual episode, I guess you could say. But ooh, there's a little rock down here. We'll take that because there could be a chance it could be something good. A large wyvern gem. So basically, a lot of the things you can get now have been upgraded as well. So you can also just get generally a lot of like good things. So we got quality and sturdy bones. Rock lizards can actually give you ore, so they can also be useful to just try to knock and see if they give you anything. In this case, they did not. The one thing that does suck is it really does feel like early on you don't really get like anything for it. We're just not at the angle at all. One thing I do like is that the base of the sword here, when you charge it, the part that is like the hand, the part of the weapon that's meant to be the hand of the Gosarag, it glows red like his hands do. I just noticed that then. It's a small detail, but that's a cool detail. We hopefully as well be getting the different charge slash soon as well. But yeah, with a Greatsword, these monsters are kind of annoying to take out. It's basically just XA, XA, XA.
Alright, let's see what
But yeah, so that would be basically the rest of this video. But like, yeah, the one thing I do really think about is, should I try to just go through some more high-ranked weapon, armor rather, to get some cool photos and then have those be the thumbnails? Because I already know what the thumbnail for this one is, and surprisingly, it's actually not part of the video. I've recorded it outside of the video, which is heresy, I know. But basically, I thought of a really cool thing. Gracium, there it is. Gracium is the better Icium. Gracium is the new Icium. There you go. There's your orange. Remember when orange is the new black was actually a show? I don't think I've heard a single person talk about that show in the past like few years. But I remember like when it came out, people were all like, "Holy shit! It's a show that me person watches." And then now it's like I don't even hear anyone say anything about it. So I wonder like was it that good of a show? If like no one talk, like, cause that's the thing though, is like, you know, mainstream media moves so fast that a lot of shows don't really get the time of day anymore. I did not know that this was an area. I'll be 100% truthful. I did not know that this was an area of the map you could go to. I'm doing this just to see where you go. Is it just over the mountain? Holy shit. That is the sickest thing. The next episode, unironically, is gonna be me posing at nighttime, so you can have that like big, the big shell thing. And I'm just gonna be up here, 100% the next episode. I'm totally gonna get that. Look, there's the Kezu! There's the Kezu! I love this game, man. The fact that you can see monsters from so far away is such a nice inclusion. Like, the fact that I just climbed a cliff I didn't even know you could. And then was able to experience a moment like that. That's so fucking cool. That's the beauty of the maps. This is one thing I will say. Monster Hunter World having, and 5th generation in general, I think it's not even like a thing, the map design in these games is far better than the older games. The older games have nostalgia where it's like, you know, you have some controlled areas that kind of look nice. I was like playing Generations Ultimate, like yeah, they look kind of nice, but nothing will beat the ability to actually find that you can climb that mountain there. That, you know, those hidden spots. Areas like in the Master Rank maps. Like there are so many areas where it's like, wait, that's a place you can go? Like there was shit there? Like that map, the big monster hunter, like the Forbidden Kingdom or whatever it's called. That map is so fucking expansive and huge. There's so much to it. Like maps like that are so much better. Like it feels really lived in this game. Just because of how much shit there is. There's no moment when you're playing a Monster Hunter World or Monster Hunter, like Monster Hunter anything, where it's like 5th generation, so Rise or World. I guess you could say Iceborne and Sunbreak now. But like, you know, these games, there's no moment where you're like, oh, you know what, the maps are actually pretty dull. There were so many moments like that in older Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, which is the only old school game I've played. There's no moment in this game where it's like, oh, the map design is really boring and it feels like, you know, whatever. Like, in those games, it's like, there are so many areas where it's just a blank room. And like, you know, shit like that where it's like, it's a blank room. Awesome. That is peak game design. A blank room. Yep. That is the best area of this map. And I'm not joking either when I say that. Like, there are literal places in, like, Generations Ultimate and such where it's just blank rooms. And it makes sense because it's meant to be, you know, like, grassy land and, you know, stuff like that. But, like, you can, like, worlds can be way more pretty than that. And they are. Like, there are areas in those games where they have these moments of, like, you look at them and you're like, you know, that looks really pretty. But, like, I just feel like in a game called Monster Hunter, it just works far better to have an open map. Because the entire point is that you're hunting monsters in a really believable world. And seeing now loading with a really cute Palico background is an immersion breaker. Like, it's cute, it's Monster Hunter-y, it kind of works because it's like, oh, but it's still, you know, Monster Hunter-y. But it's still super immersion breaking. So it's interesting to me that people seemingly don't have any issue with that. But then there's a lot of people who apparently have a lot of fucking issue with the fact that this game is open. Not open world, but open. Like, it has an open landscape to it. I think now, more so like nowadays, because of this game being out for a while, people are way more used to this game, and are now way more like, yeah, okay, like, I still like my generations because I'm a boomer and I like, I don't know, try, but like, I can still understand that there's good in these games, and like, you know, these mechanics are good or whatever. Like, yeah. The one thing I get shitty about is, when, like, I don't love the weapons, but I love the attacks of monsters, other than the fact that you have turf wars. Turf wars are better than anything else, in, like, these games. But, like, for just general, like, monsters attacking and shit, there's a lot of really sick, you know, things from those older games. And attacks from the monsters felt way more, you know, like, hard hitting and like actual, like, fuck, like, that did damage. But then, because this is a newer game as well, like, it also has the ability to do that too. Like, there are, like, destroyable terrain, which wasn't, like, introduced for a bit. It's not the first time it's happened. There easily should at least be things of destroyable terrain in Monster Hunter before. I'd be very shocked if, like, World, yet again, was like the first time they introduced that.
All right, let's see what we have.
But like, yeah.
What have we
Like,
here?
if you think about World, okay, so what did they add? They added turf wars. They added monster interactions.
Let's see what we have.
They made it so monsters interact way more realistically. They made the world more lived in. They made it so then you kind of can't just leave the area, heal, come back, and then you're fine. Instead, you have to heal in the area of the monster, unless you literally like fucking book it out. So it feels more realistic because you're not just, you know, teleporting out and being like bye, unless you have like the one item that does that.
Give me some of that sweet
There's
ore.
the only loading screens are getting into the quest. So as soon as you're into the quest, actually playing the game, you feel super pretty immersed in it. For like, you know, gameplay, game-wise, like it's pretty immersive in my opinion. And like, yeah, like the entire game feels absolutely incredible. This episode's gonna be way longer. And the one crazy thing in my opinion is gonna be the fact that a lot of the quests with monsters from now on, we might only be able to do maybe 2 quests or 3, because 3 quests, because quests before were like 15 minutes. Quests now might take like 30 minutes. And some of them could even take even longer, so that's the only thing I worry about with this series in a nutshell. Is the idea of like, you know, this could take forever to do hunts and stuff like that. But at this point, we're doing a quest that's so open to what you want to do that like, it's kind of just like, you know, go and do it yourself. And like, this is the first time we're exploring this new high rank area. I want to make sure we get a bunch of ores and, you know, things like that, and like bones and stuff. I want to make sure we get fuck tons of bones. So that's why like this one's taking a lot longer to do. We also battled the Great Azuchi as well because we wanna make sure that we get a lot of that shit as well. Sure, we'll just like fuck up. Yeah. Yet again, as soon as we get that upgraded attack, the longsword is gonna be great. One thing that kind of sucks is I think long arm stance changes your A, because there's like a strong arm stance that you can unlock, which is basically a parry, a counter stance for the Greatsword that you get in Master Rank. That is super cool. I'm so happy. I think they gave Switch Axe one too, where Switch Axe also has a parry kind of built into it. Which is such a good idea. It's such a good idea to give weapons that are slow a parry. Those are the weapons that should have counters. The ones that are either pretty slow or, you know, like the Switch Axe, the entire point of it is that it's kind of like builds up this really big explosion and it goes fucking crazy and shit. Like, those are the weapons you want to have, you know, be counters. Like, obviously longswords are, you know, longswords are like the anime weapon, where it has to have a counter just by, you know, the similarity of concept between it and other, you know, things like it. But yeah, like gameplay wise, the big slow things should have big slow counters, or, you know, counters built into them where you can do, like, you know, really cool shit with them. Yeah. That is this episode done. I think honestly, if we didn't do that rampage, we easily could have done a bunch more shit. We didn't get anything cool this time, but hey, we did obviously get some Azuchi pellets and stuff like that. 22 minutes that took because we lollygagged around. Okie dokie. Oh, hello. Wait, no. Hello there, Greatsword. Good to spot news for you. The guild was quite impressed by your recent efforts. My, isn't it wonderful? But that's not all for you and I can't remember his voice. But basically he's saying that we can get guild tickets now for helping out the guild and whatever they're doing.
What can I do you for?
And this is just the literal saying that we heard. This is also the literal saying that we
See you
heard.
again soon.
So now we're up to date with that. So let's have a look-see at the things that we can now craft. We can now make... Jesus, you need 8 Carolite ore? Jesus. Let's have a look-see at everything in this tier that we can make, if any. Ew. So we can make one of these. We can now make the big ol' fucking Kimura cleaver. Ooh, there's actually a bit of stuff we can make. So, Greatsword gives you a lot of critical eye. Spear, we already saw. This one's actually pretty good. You can get speed sharpening. And speed sharpening and shit like that's actually pretty damn useful. So I might even make that set for next episode. Annoyingly enough, Carbolite is like used in everything.
Look good in battle too, right?
I
Sometimes it's hard to
kind of did want to have this for next episode. I think honestly, I think I might when this episode is finished, I might go and just get ore, just get a lot of Carbolite ore. So then we can have this set, because I would like to start the next part of this series, you know, starting it with, like, you know, battling a Greatsword with full Kimura gear yet again, just like the start of it, just because that's so cool to me. And then we can go into, like, alloy and, you know, stuff like that. But with that, I hope you all had an absolutely wonderful day, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.